What is up, all you cool cats and kittens out there? Welcome to another edition of No Bucks Given. It's episode number 15 right here on the Horny Goat YouTube channel. And of course, the Horny Goat Podcasting Network, where you guys can, of course, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platforms such as Anchor, Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and all the other fun ones. Of course, we appreciate everybody coming in. It is, of course, No Bucks Given time. It is the roundtable podcast format. We just talk about the most random, absurd things, as well as everything the latest in pop culture, movies, TVs, video games, and anything in between. Sometimes just weird stuff that we like to find in between. But of course, I want to thank everybody who's joining us in the chat live as we go live every single Saturday night right here on the channel, youtube.com/hornygoat. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. 11 p.m. or 11:30 p.m. roughly Eastern Standard Time. But of course, it's not just me that's here. I've got with us, of course, everyone's favorite bear from upstairs Canadian basement. You still look like you have gray hairs. It's the weirdest. It's a weird. Do you have like a light on or something? Is it like an optical? Is it just
I'm
an
angel sent by God.
Send him back. I don't want him. And of course, in their brand new house, we have one half of the power couple. We got Heather. I know JP's in the background. Well, he's far in the background because your new place is huge. We got the tattooed mama herself, Heather. What's up, Heather?
Not much, and I think the gummy is starting to hit.
Yes.
This is great stuff. How's it feel in the new house?
Oh my god. I feel like I can actually breathe here. There's actually room.
We were talking a little bit before we got on the air here, and we were saying that like you basically doubled the size of where you were before, and now, so this was the big move, right? So everything big is now there, like all your stuff. So you're staying there tonight.
Yes, we're staying here tonight. Pretty much all of the big stuff is here. We have a bookshelf, I guess you could call it the portable AC unit because it's the heater and AC together.
Yeah.
And the kitchen table and the microwave stand left to go as far as big stuff.
Right.
We're getting a U-Haul for that and just grabbing everything all at once. And
sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Awesome. And of course you heard that Heather did take a little supplement before this evening, so we'll see how that night progresses. And you guys really want to have yourself a good time, make sure you guys check out all the other content from this week on the Horny Goat channel. We had quite a lot. Of course, we had the Marvel Roundtable, where we did Avengers Age of Ultron with our good friend Frank from the Harsh Truth podcast. Shout out to him. That was great to have him on. I love getting other people involved and nerding it up, because I know God knows enough people around me are already sick of me being a nerd, and hopefully you guys won't be sick of me a nerd. We're going to talk a little bit later on about Moon Knight. And then, of course, we also did not only Universe Mode and continue things on, but we did an impromptu because we had to crown a new champion, damn it. New Horny Goat champion has been crowned. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but go check it out, not just because of us crowning a new champion, but JP had the time of his life. That's all I'm going to say. He was I've never seen him laugh so hard, so much in such a short amount of time.
the takeaway line from that, we need to make a shirt, and that would be,
but did he?
All I know, no, not just but did he, but all I know is that my nose wants me to blow it.
Yep. Yep. Look at the basement's reaction right now.
Been there.
Yeah. And there he is. Speaking of the devil himself. We got JP joining. I love how like JP just entered the door. You guys can obviously see this on the audio version, but he just entered the door almost like a fucking sitcom.
He needs I know. I think the laugh track needs to come on. He needs to enter like what's his face, Kramer. Slide in.
Or like the disappointing. Like Kramer. Oh, that's gonna be a fucking bit now. This is gonna be great.
You gotta enter like Goldberg.
The fuck's going on?
Heather goes knocks on the door, and then you have Wendy dressed up like a security guard.
That might need to be a thing. That sounds fantastic.
It's a t-shirt that's loaded with muscles. Because I can.
Oh, she is fucking toasted.
Yeah, I can already tell. Like it's starting to.
I
was just saying earlier too. Like, you guys are coming in like super smooth. Your audio still rocking, like video wise. Like it looks like the internet quality is coming like much better over there. You're saying it's like much faster, right?
It is.
It's
super fast compared to what we have.
I shit on the camera, so we're good.
Wait, what?
What?
This is going to be a fun evening for looking forward to this. Want to give a massive amount of love in all the chat right now. We got, of course, our usual cohorts. We got Alpha, Real Cody, Jurgen, Federico joining us. And I think that's everybody I hit there. Make sure I got that all right. Appreciate you guys coming in. Alpha, we did add you into the Horny Goat roster as of last night. Big love and thanks to Cody for that, for the assist. But what's up, JP?
Watch last night.
Yeah,
I was telling them it's
Please.
I was telling Baseman, I'm like, listen, I get that like sometimes our streams run long, and I know that like
This one went 2 hours of me being completely fucking.
oh, I mean, I've never seen JP laugh so much and so hard in such a short.
So from the so if the point that at the point it's already starting again. At the point you want to watch that stream.
Yeah. Basement's breaking up now. Yeah.
The point when we started talking about Diddy Kong.
Oh god,
Yeah.
Diddy Kong, yes.
So for those of you who don't know, we did a random tournament. We just randomized, and oh my god, even just the randomization was fucking hilarious. Of 8 people to challenge for the world title or become world champion, and Diddy Kong was selected as one of them. But go ahead, JP.
So I can't. Was its first round? Oh fuck's sake! Here.
Yeah, that door's gonna be like a fucking sitcom. It's gonna be great. I love that.
I'm gonna paint the door. Who's next?
Ooh, or just a banner above. But yeah, go ahead, JP.
No. I was just gonna say it's like it was in the first round, and it was the first match that Diddy Kong was in.
Yep.
And the funny thing is I'm sitting. Whoever created Diddy Kong is a fucking genius. I listened back to that portion of it because I had my niece with me and she wanted to know what I was like and shit. So I said, okay, so we listened to it. She watched it. I was laughing my ass off on the way back. And Connor said basement. And like 25 seconds later, he goes, I don't care whoever created that character.
I don't think that
I was like 25 seconds behind everything last night.
Oh yeah,
So
you were massive delayed reaction on everything, which was it wasn't even like you were like I had the stream going, so it's not like there was like a delay.
I was looking at the YouTube instead of fucking the stream.
On top of that,
I'm like, all of a sudden you say something, and I'm like, it's not happening. What the fuck is going on?
I've done that shit before though.
But on top of that, the best was JP made like a dad joke, and he cracked himself up to the point where like I kept saying it, and like it became the new floofy, and that's which those who don't know, when JP has a little bit too much going on, that word floofy used to make him laugh so hard. So the thing was, it was Batman versus Diddy Kong, and so JP was like he's like it's kicking in and everything, and he's like, if Batman wins, but Diddy. And then it just became a fucking running gag in the entire stream. It's like, I'm like JP, like he's gonna win, but did he though? And he's like, shut the fuck up, and he just like start laughing. Oh my god! But yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, if you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. There's even more. I'm only giving you guys a sliver of the craziness that happened that last night.
It was like 5 minutes of a show. Right there.
It was that was just a tiny sliver. There's so much more you guys got to check out. I'll shout out to Tim also joining us in the chat. What's going on, Tim?
Tomahawk Tim.
Let's see. Jurgen said, I lived in a duplex for 18 years and we moved into a big house and it feels weird at first, but you get used to it. Alpha said, I lived in a trailer behind me for 29 years of my life until this past October. We moved into what used to be my grandparents' house, basically right behind the trailer. While I'm used to it quite a bit, it almost doesn't feel the same because when you're in the trailer, you had a decent show and you could watch life go by, whereas it's like dead end and there's literally nothing to see. Even better now, just a few hours ago, I finally duplicated my 32-0 undefeated streak from Mario Kart on the Wii. Been trying for the last decade and finally did it today. The Mario Kart, we got to get back to those Mario Kart games.
Yeah,
those, I get fucking competitive, as you guys know, and it just gets really, intense. What's up, Paul Arzola, also joining us in the chat. But that being said, I think we should kick into. I guess we'll start off on.
Chat.
You're fucked up.
I admitted that.
God, this is you're fucked up. No, you're fucked up. This is gonna be a great evening. I guess we'll start off with more before we get into the lighthearted stuff. Obviously, the one of the bigger headlines this past week as we first really talk about really quick, is the unfortunate passing of another comedic legend, Gilbert Godfrey, at the age of 67, I believe. I don't know much about the specifics as far as his passing. That one kind of was like, I wasn't like devastated, but definitely one of those ones where it's like, fuck, like obviously one of my favorite memories in terms of like the stuff that I've read with him is something we played here on I don't know, it was on No Bucks Given, but it was definitely on like previous like streams or get-togethers where there is a video of him in his legendary voice reading the lyrics to WAP. And it is pure poetry and it's graceful. He didn't give a shit what he did. I went back and found some stuff, and he was I knew he was funny, but there were some other things that like I didn't see or hear before that I'm like, oh my god, he was fucking hilarious. And just it sucks that once again we get like another comedic legend gets taken away. But I didn't know much about like his specifics as far as his passing. I know we were kind of talking a little bit before we got on here. I think he had like some sort of like he was battling an illness, and then obviously it didn't end on a high note. But yeah, it just still sucks that Gilbert Godfrey has now passed away.
Well, I'm gonna go to bed now.
And
okay. So Gilbert I was never like really into him as a comedian or anything like that.
Yeah,
most of what I saw past the point. Fucking JP, you're turning the color of your
we're
sweater.
laughing. We're not laughing at that Gilbert Godfrey's death. We're laughing.
May his soul rest in peace.
Laughing at himself, and now Heather lauing at JP laughing at himself. It's a fucking chain, man. It's like the human centipede of laughs.
This is perfect.
Yeah, this is great. If you guys aren't watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to the audio, it's not doing it justice.
He had some sort of lung issues. So, Federico says COVID-19. Maybe it was COVID-19 complications, but they said he had an illness, like a long-running illness or something. So it's probably something more than that.
It was called loudmouthness. I'm sorry. I had to.
Loudmouthness.
You both are red in the face right now. Just throwing it out there.
Like I'm crying. Snot's rolling down my fucking nose.
Okay, it's not a problem.
It's the power of the jellies.
I enjoyed him thoroughly at times. It depended on what movie or show. You get it, Basement. Yeah, Gilbert Gottfried was one of those guys. The part had to fit him. I think he was in a couple of movies. Like he would have been perfect in like a car movie. Like, have you ever seen License to Drive?
Yeah.
He would have been great as one of the instructors.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
He was good at that comedy where it makes you feel uncomfortable, and that
his voice made you uncomfortable.
Yeah, so he like him yelling at you need to turn left. However he fucking did his shit. But but I mean, yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you guys in terms of like, it's not like I was like, oh man, like, wasn't a huge massive fan of him, but obviously like, most noticeably his role obviously as Iago from Aladdin is his most famous role.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was going back like kind of, to get ready for tonight. Shit, man, he had some really fucking funny stuff that kind of flew under the radar. There's a scene in, and it's all based off of his voice. That's the crux of. But like, there's a movie, A Million Ways to Die in the West. It's like the McFarlane one.
Gina's favorite movie in the world for some reason.
What is it?
It's Gina's favorite movie in the world for some reason.
It's not the best, but it has its moments. Yeah, but one particular moment is like, and now here is the president of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, to speak about this. And so it's Gilbert Godfrey as fucking Abraham Lincoln. And he just starts going off on Chase, like obscure like sex and like all these different things, and everyone's like, I don't think that's Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, I mean, he was more of like never like a lead role or anything, but his bit parts were, like JP said, tailored for him, and then was worked that way. It's his voice that was the selling point. I mean, I found him as annoying as I found him funny, but I think that was the point.
that's a pretty accurate,
I think that was
With
the point.
the voice, it just makes it worse.
Yeah, the voices killed me, man. It was nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, I felt he was always that person that should always stick to being the voice actor.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
does the
right,
voice, he
right,
also
right.
does
I
the
mean,
face.
he's not necessarily a voice actor, as much as he's just a voice. But yes, I don't know. He's gone, and he wasn't that old. So that's I think it's
67. I mean,
67.
yeah.
It's pretty young.
Like I said, it's not one of those things where it's like, I don't want to be something I'm disrespectful, but he wasn't like high up there in regards to other comedic roles or like
I think
like
it's just
iconic. But
it's just
very
another
memorable.
loss on top of all the other comedians in the last like 6 months or whatever it's been. The old
Very-
guard is dying.
Yep, I
It
know.
is. And it's sad because
The new guard is fucking shit.
Yeah.
There's a
got
few
Pete
gems,
Davidson
but
is 0% funny and just fucking everybody.
You know what's weird? We're going off that tangent, but fuck it, this is no bucks given. I used to think he was funny, and then like the more I started watching him stuff, I'm like, no,
Who?
just no,
Who?
no.
Pete Davidson?
Not that I hate him, but
Pete
Yeah,
Davidson?
Pete
Yeah. I don't hate him. I just don't find him funny. I don't find anybody that's on fucking SNL in the last 15
God,
years funny. They're all trash, man.
I miss Mad TV so much.
Yeah.
Even at the end of Mad TV's run, which it wasn't that great at the end, but even the end was better than some of the stuff SNL was doing at the time.
As soon as everybody that was with like the Will Ferrell crew left, nothing replaced them. It was garbage. There was just shit fest after shit fest. None of those people are really that funny. I mean, I think the best was what's his face, the guy I don't know how long he was there for either. The guy with the I don't know his fucking name. The guy with the black hair. He's in the show Barry. No,
I have to look it up.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but he's pretty good. But he's also like can be a serious actor. But the rest of the people suck, fucking dicks. So
Are we still talking about this dead?
we're talking about SNL.
No, we kind of went off on a tangent.
We're talking about the death of comedy, actually.
Yeah, basically.
Comedy died like many, many, many years ago. The last great comedian was George Carlin.
I wouldn't necessarily completely agree with that. I'd say the comedy died when people couldn't talk about shit that was taboo.
Yeah.
Right.
I think once the PC culture really started to peak,
Yeah, it's like what you can't be funny without being rude. It's like, well, all you're gonna get is political humor, which I'm gonna just go out and buy a fucking shotgun and blow my brains out.
Like 2010-ish is kind of when I think it was definitely
2010. I mean, they started.
Everything became like PC
at,
and PG, and it was terrible.
Go look at Saturday Night Live.
That's what we were talking about.
That is when comedy died.
Yeah.
We were literally just talking about how like,
I mean, you still get the offshoot movies that had the people that were at SNL before 2010 that are good, but are funny. Yeah. But you don't get mainstream comedy is fucking shit.
Yeah. And Carlin's my favorite. Carlin will always be my goat as far as stand-up comedians. I still think there are some good ones out there. I'm a big fan of Chappelle and Bill Burr. Those two are.
Bill Burr. I was a fan of Chappelle before Chappelle changed. Because he did kind of change, and I mean he changed with the times because the times changed. So
yeah.
But Bill Burr, I think today is probably my favorite comedian that's alive right now.
He is, and I know we're just going off on tangent at this point, but fuck it.
I had my say already.
But
so my cousin who passed away last year, grew up in South Boston. I shit you not. Bill Burr's comedic stand-up act is a slight exaggeration of how my cousin was, like to a T. So when it was like, "What was your cousin like?" I'm like, "Bill Burr." Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, down to the fucking accent, like everything. But in any case, let's switching gears here to something else a little bit more on the crazier side. Yeah, Alpha says, I kind of saw a bit from Bill Burr once. Loved when he was roasting the fuck out of people. Yeah, he there's one where he's walking through Hampton Beach in New Hampshire, which it's basically like redneck. it's a redneck beach for lack of a better phrase, and he's picking apart everything. Like, oh, that's where you go get your meth, and just you have to see it. I don't want to butcher it, but I mean, it's too fucking funny. But on a lighter note, here's a weird story out of fucking nowhere. Let me see here. Speaking of bizarro comedies here, there's apparently a Spirit Halloween movie in production. Okay. I get that Hollywood is really like tapped for ideas, and we're getting reboots and remakes out the wazoo. You get a few gems here and there for like original ideas, or sometimes the remakes rarely are better than the original. But a Spirit Halloween movie?
It's
what?
fucking store. This is like having a Dollar General movie.
Now, I want to say this. I'm going to try and barrel through this real quick before I throw it over to you guys in the chat. The official plot has come out of the movie, which also I think Frank did talk about this on his show. So Harsh Truth, shout out to his channel. But the official logline says the movie centers on 3 middle school friends who think they've outgrown trick-or-treating, but when the new Spirit Halloween store appears in a deserted strip mall, they make a dare to spend the night locked inside the store on the night of Halloween. They soon find out that the store is haunted by the angry evil spirit who has possessed the creepy animatronic characters, and the kids embark on a thrilling and spooky adventure in order to survive the night and avoid becoming possessed themselves.
So it's like Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's Goosebumps.
I said, well, so I was thinking the same thing. So I actually, and I want to give Frank credit here too, because I did listen to it on his show a little bit too. It sounds like a Nickelodeon-esque kind of movie. You've got Christopher Lloyd also signed up for the cast, as well as
Rachel Lee Cook.
Yep, Rachel Lee Cook. So I mean, I love Christopher Lloyd.
So RL seasoned this.
But on top of that, like, if it's like the lines of like either Five Nights at Freddy's or Willy's Wonderland, which we watched a while back, which that was fucking great. If you give me that, sign me the fuck up. This could be a fantastic movie. If it's as cheesy as we're expecting it to be.
It gets released in October. It's gonna make money.
Is it officially coming out in October? I didn't see the.
If it doesn't, then it's just stupid because that's the only time this fucking store exists.
If it came out the same day that the stores opened for the season, that would also make sense.
Yeah.
August at this point.
Spirit of Halloween is such a weird fucking concept. It's just like they end up in like derelict buildings and shit. Like, you never know when they're gonna show up.
Parasites.
I know.
The store itself is pretty cool. I'm not gonna
Yeah. I was enjoying. Well, you know what? The last time I went to them, they were pretty shit, but they used to be pretty cool.
I mean, I've been to it twice. One where we live.
The one I went to had like 8 costumes hanging in bags on a rack, and that was it.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this shit?
The one that we got all of our stuff like a week before Halloween, and they were stocked full.
Yeah.
Have a couple things.
You know what it was? I went like a day before Halloween, I think, and it was completely picked over. Yeah.
You go a day before Halloween. You wonder why are there only 8 bags on the rack? Like,
I still, I have questions.
Actually, Spirit Halloween is owned by Spencer's.
Yes, I found that out recently. So I don't know if this is still a thing, but I remember when I was working in a mall where Spirit Halloween would just like slide in, like you'd turn around, it's like, oh, it's fucking there. I don't think they still do this, but what they used to do, at least in the malls, was when Spirit Halloween would slide in, as soon as Halloween was done, it would switch to Christmas shit. So it wouldn't be Spirit Halloween. They would like rename it like something like Yule, dropping a Yule log or something like that, and then it'd be filled with
log
Christmas
on you.
Hoping someone would catch that. But I mean,
a movie of this, like I just like I guess like they're gonna use the name
if they lean in on the sheer like
cheesy
it could be a fun kids movie, but it also could be a pile of shit.
I mean, that's what they're going for with this. It's not for us, the adults. It's for the it's for the people we buy for.
I mean, you got Christopher Lloyd in it and my girl RLC. I don't know who the fuck that is, to be honest.
It's okay, I don't either. But I mean, if they lean into the absurdity of it all, I mean, there's good kids. Like, there's a couple of good kids shows and kids movies that have come out that, you know, it could be good. Am I expecting a movie based off of a store to be that good? You know, writing wise, probably not. But if they lean into my thing is that they lean into the absurdity of it all and realize what the fuck it really is, and just go really fucking like ham heavy with it. I think it could still be like almost borderline so bad it's good kind of thing.
Now, is this gonna be like a streaming special, or is it gonna be like theatrical?
I don't think. Let me.
I could see streaming special.
I don't think there's anything that's been set in stone. It may release in theater and online on the same day.
Because I could see this like straight to video if we were back in the Blockbuster days.
Yeah.
Or airing on like TV in October or some shit.
So it is coming out October.
Otherwise, there'd be no point to making this movie at all.
Exactly. Apparently,
I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't think there's any point to making this movie. But
what's your spirit of Halloween?
Right
take
there.
it over. Oh yeah, no shit, really. No, I think it is going into theaters. I'm just double checking here.
If it's going to a streaming service as well the same day, sure, I'll give it a check out.
I don't
going
think
to
so.
theaters near nobody.
Nope, it's going into movie theaters.
God.
Co-produced by Hideout Pictures and Warner Media.
A lot of families will take their kids for Halloween. Whatever, fuck. I mean, in the end, I'm never gonna watch it. So.
By the way, Rachel Lee Cook was notably in the live-action adaptation of Josie and the Pussycats. So,
yeah, that sounds like. Oh, it's her. I remember her. Yeah, she used to be. I used to have a crush on her a long time ago. I think if we're thinking about the right person.
But just like, I mean, listen, we've had movies about Battleship. We've had,
and it was shit.
I'm just saying. You know, there's been all sorts of fucking like.
Birdemic.
Yeah, I mean, they did Tomorrow.
That was great though.
What, Battleship?
No, Birdemic.
Oh.
Where are you going? I gotta go take a shit. Oh, great movie. It's like they're attacking. The guy's fighting it off with a coat hanger.
It worked. He didn't get hit, right?
The clip art almost got him. He's like, on that note, I'm out.
Oh man, I did throw it out the poll real quick, just to, like, would you watch this, or will you watch the Spirit Halloween movie? No surprise, 71% says hell no, but 29% does say yep. They were curious. I mean, give me a trailer to get an idea of how it's gonna look first, and then we'll go from there. I mean, shit, we're still waiting for fucking so many other movie trailers coming out, but yeah, I think if they lean into the absurdity of it all, it could still be some fun, but we'll have to see. Time will tell. But anywho, let's see here. And speaking of, I guess, let's see here. What we can switch around here. We have a couple things here. This one's an interesting one. So, I'm just gonna read the title because I have no other fucking way to explain this. New Jersey women's prison inmates pregnant after sex with a transgender prisoner.
Well, gee.
Wonder how that happened.
I got a question for you. If you were to go, like, say, like, all of a sudden you're going to jail for life. Your life is already fucked. You might as well be like, well, I identify as a woman, so at least you get moved to the women's prison, and you can just fuck everybody.
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, I mean, it's apparently what happened here.
I'm not clearly, but obviously there might be. Anyway, let me just read the damn article. Two inmates serving time in New Jersey's only state prison for women became pregnant after they had sex with a transgender inmate, according to a report on Wednesday. The unidentified jail. Why do I have to fucking?
So they had like
this?
Penis to vagina sex.
Yes, that's how you get pregnant in prison. I love how
you don't get pregnant in prison. That's the problem. You don't get pregnant in prison. Okay.
Getting pregnant in prison 101.
What to do when you're pregnant in prison? Am I pregnant now?
You want to see my vaginas? I don't know. The unidentified jailbirds became pregnant at the Edna Mahan Correctional Facility after engaging in, quote, consensual sexual relationship with another incarcerated person. I almost read that word completely wrong.
Does the baby grow up in prison?
Well, it depends. So it depends on the case-by-case basis. I actually know someone relatively close where this not this exact situation happened, but they had a friend who was pregnant in prison. So it kind of depends. Sometimes they're removed. Sometimes, you know, they take the baby afterwards. It can be a fucking mess. In 2021, New Jersey enacted a policy to allow prisoners to be housed in accordance with their preferred gender identity. The policy was part of a settlement from a civil rights suit brought on by forced to live in men's prisons for 18 months. There are more than 800 prisoners, including 27 transgender women at the Jersey Correctional Facility, which does not require trans women to undergo gender reassignment surgery in order to be housed there. So that's a thing.
This is why my point is valid. Like, if I'm going to jail for life, I'm just going to be like, hey, I identify as a woman. Send me to women's prison.
I'll just be quiet.
What?
I'm talking about what basically said, just identify as a woman. I promise I'll just sit there and be quiet. I won't even get erect.
Wouldn't you go to women's prison and fuck everything? Your life's already fucked.
I love.
Here we go again, right?
I just love how JP's like, nah, I promise I won't do anything. I'll just sit there and be quiet. I won't even get hard. Like,
I swear, I'm a woman that loves men.
There's something about the way he just said that so stoically. Like, no, listen, you don't have to worry about me. Not even gonna get it up. It's fine.
I love men. Send me there. Within 2 days, half the person's pregnant.
YMCA.
I don't know what happened. They just kept jumping on me.
Could there be a transgender prison?
I tried.
I mean,
you could have like a transgender, like, oh, it wouldn't be a prison with 27 people. Like,
well, so like, okay,
like
so
facility.
Pregnancy in prison does happen. It's not like obviously it's a thing.
It's like conjugal visits and shit like that.
Alpha says there's a channel on YouTube. A woman tells a story of going into labor and having a kid in prison. So I know it does happen. Yes, it does happen.
Well, you get pregnant before you go to prison.
Well, or sometimes during prison sentences.
Why not?
Well, during the sentencing,
conjugal visits. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you know
how like I don't know the frequency of conjugal visits and how often they're actually allowed in prison.
I mean, I don't know how much you can slip through that little tiny glass little window, but you know, apparently enough to
I'm just gonna say that.
You promised you won't get erect. You promised. You promised me.
Would you rather go to a fucking federal pound me in the ass prison, or be like, hey, I'm a girl now?
I promise I won't get erect. Like, you got my word. The flag will not be at half mast. It won't even be raised up the flagpole. I promise you.
With the way I responded on that, like I was
no, it's fucking hilarious.
Do it to me, fuck it. I'd sit in there.
But the question is, did he though?
Send me to women's prison.
No, he did or didn't, but I just know that this motherfucker should just. Oh, we're trying to put transgenders in prison. Just put
No.
What?
There was a policy in what state?
New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
Joycey.
And said transgenders can be housed according to how they associate their gender.
So there's currently, out of 800 prisoners in the Jersey system, or at least this area, 27 of them are transgender.
Well, that seems like an awfully high percentage.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, is it though?
Yeah, considering the population versus amount of transgender people.
Well, hold on. That's 3%.
The population of transgender, it might have skyrocketed from last I looked. It was like
in prison. I'm talking about though, not total in the state. I'm talking like 8.
So what are we talking about? Transgenders more likely to go to prison than other people?
No.
I said put them all in the fucking prison.
These transvestites. I mean, wait, I don't know if I can say that anymore.
All prisoners, not just transgenders.
Yeah. I don't know. This is like obviously like a situation.
Whether they're innocent or guilty, they've been sitting in there long enough. Just
Just let them fuck each other. I don't care anymore.
Let them have fucking Hunger Games in the fucking prison. You know what I mean?
Hunger Games.
This new warden's fucking a little radical, but you know what? At least he doesn't get erect. So, I mean, let's just go ahead and do what he says.
What do they go up? It's fucking. I can't remember what the Hunger Games did.
I really.
I am a pledge. Or whatever the fuck it was.
I volunteer.
I volunteer tribute.
I volunteer tribute.
So, Heather explained this story to me. So is this the fucker that said she was a guy at one point or whatever?
This is a man that is basically, he was a man and he's like, I identify as a woman.
I identify as a woman, and then
So it's now transgender, and he went to the women's prison, and he's fucking all the women.
That's my boy.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing the system, right? At least, you know. You can't hate on him. All he did was really do his eyebrows. He looks 100% like a man. Otherwise,
Yes.
he like did manslaughter. They had him in the courtroom. He's like, I gotta get my eyebrows did, and then he comes in and that's it. Women's prison.
since we're not going to get any sponsorships, if you guys want to donate directly through Streamlabs, link is below.
I mean, this is like these are like the
you're-
offshoot things that come with like the gender politics. I mean, you could leave things as like liquid as possible or whatever, as like we don't want to hammer down rules, but you're eventually gonna have to hammer down something. This guy's been hammering down puss the whole fucking time he's been in prison.
This goes back to the whole conversations we've had before about like
the athlete, the swimmer, that
the
was
male athlete,
Michael
yeah,
Phelps,
which I had to admit, South Park fucking did a great job making fun of that. I'm sorry, that was fucking, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna come in here because I'm the prettiest woman. And it's like, okay.
Nobody ever asks this question. What if he likes both men and women and identifies as a woman? He's still going to put him in a women's prison?
Yes.
Yep. That's what happened here.
Yeah. He's a panny. I don't know if that's a thing you can say either.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, a what? Because I think like a penny? Like, no.
No, I'm asking.
This is where it gets all confusing because first of all, people lie all the fucking time. So I mean, without requiring the jurassics.
Well, that's because they think they're going to get the easy route.
Well, without requiring the jurassics of like actually changing your physiology to become more of a woman through surgery and stuff like that, all he's doing is saying I identify as woman and going to fucking prison with women. Is there anything like I don't know if there's anything else required of this guy, woman? Yeah. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what to call him. I guess woman, female.
I
her.
What's the correct pronouns?
Her, I would assume.
They.
That works.
I mean, goddamn.
That's so confusing. I'm so confused.
You know what? This stories just Connor is into all the he's waiting for me to say.
I'm just watching the magic unfold.
He did this to me last night. And there goes the body slam. But
But did he though?
He did.
Yeah.
The whole is he or isn't she concept is just at this point, why do we even have different gender bathrooms? If I identify as a woman, but I'm here to and he says I'm a fucking gang raper all over him.
Unfortunately, it's one beautiful, like fucking Shakespeare right there.
I'm a fucking gang raper. Is what he's. That's what that face speaks to you.
So
I told you.
What is a gang raper? Do they rape in gangs or do they rape gangs?
He might be.
Be a best episode so far. We're gonna get kicked off every fucking platform. I'm kidding.
I'm so sorry.
I mean,
sorry, I can't with this.
I mean, what do you do with this in the end? Like, I don't know. Does he stay there and just continue to make babies?
I feel bad because, like, on one hand, I understand that there are genuine people who are like struggling with their gender identity, easy for me to say, and just want to feel as normal as they can, accepted as much as they can, and it's a bad. At least that's that part I can wrap my head around.
So
I mean, in the end, what does it really matter? The fucking men's prison, they're having sex with each other. The women's prison, they're having sex with each other. Everybody's fucking each other. This guy's just capitalizing on, I guess, I don't know, maybe
a human created.
Yeah, that's what happens.
But what I was saying was,
it's a miracle of life. Life finds a way. Jeff Goldblum.
Everybody's laughing at me.
I just imagine
fucking Jeff Goldblum.
I just imagine fucking Dr. Grant in the prison picking up eggs. Life finds a way.
Right. Because that happens.
Da, 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 da. And the prison gates open, and you see this thing. I mean, this. We gotta change topics, man. This is getting out of control.
Change the subject here.
I have this whole thing because they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Funny because that's what they gave. So
he
gave lots of fucks.
You want a fucking puss? Fuck a puss. You want a fuck a face? Fuck a face. It doesn't matter to me. Just don't come into my house and fucking tell me what I'm fucking doing, alright? Just stay away from me. I'll talk to you, but don't hit on me because I'll throat punch the fuck out of you. You might like it.
Oh, God.
We're just beginning, people.
Alright. Moving on.
I'm contemplating, should I talk about the next topic? Please, politics.
No, I'm trying to think of a fucking proper way to segue into the next goddamn topic, and there's nothing. There's no way to do it. JP did. I remember last night. I don't know if you remember saying this last night, but I remember you saying this last night. I remember you saying a lot of things last night.
A lot of things. I know.
You did want to interject real quick about the update regarding like a factor about like we were talking about like the pig heart transplant thing.
Yeah, so he is dead. But I just wanted to point out one thing that we never discussed. And it's a great idea. If it works, it works. But did you know that a heart transplant is $1.2 million per transplant? So if that guy would have gone in for that pig hearts, that guy really has $2.4 million. If he does, I want some of that shit too.
Well, here's the question.
No, this was like experimental science, so he probably didn't pay anything for it.
Yeah, probably not. But the question does beg. I mean, you're talking about the normal cost of a regular heart transplant, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So is it a discount?
That's fucking ridiculous. $1.2 million.
So you can put a price on life.
Just kill me. Just kill me. Whatever. Don't give me a heart.
So I know we were talking about if this will hold over, and that right at that moment, I'm like, oh shit, and
till the check clears.
Nobody.
I don't understand what's the cost coming from here.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I'm guessing it's
you're in the hospital for a good week plus it's one of those
the surgery. So like if I'm a heart surgeon, I better be making $900,000 for every fucking heart surgery I do or transplant or anything.
I hear you. I'm just giving you numbers as to how expensive it is to get a heart transplant.
Because that is a ridiculous amount of money, considering the heart is not coming from anybody except for somebody that's deceased.
It's funny because I actually just Googled this just out of curiosity myself. And it's interesting because there's a couple of articles that literally will break down how much each transplant per organ would cost. So, and heart being the most expensive, obviously.
Here's the thing. If someone donates their heart, the family of that person should get the money should be going more to them than fucking douchebags that own the hospital.
Right.
I mean, so like
it's all volunteer. Do you volunteer your organs? Yeah, but you're gonna make fucking trillions off me.
Well, I was about to say, the cost would have to come down to one of two things. It would either be the service, meaning the skill of the person having to put the heart in there and doing the switcheroo.
Then their salaries should be that of like a MLB player, which they're not.
Well, Some might be, depending on
No,
like.
I mean, I don't think any surgeon.
No, not even like higher end ones.
No, they're not making $15 million a year or anything like that. No way, no how.
I am not basing this off of fucking any facts. I'm literally googling this shit as I'm doing it. But
I googled what it is, but continue.
So it's either that or it's the cost of like getting the organ, or rather transplant. Like physically. You know what I mean? Like that's the only two things it could be.
You know what it is? It's the facilities and all that shit that they add up, and it goes to hospital fees. But the thing is, all those hospital fees don't necessarily go to bettering the hospital. 90% of the time, they go to fucking someone else.
I got you. Goddamn, kill the messenger. Shit.
No. It's interesting. I like that factoid. I'm just trying to think. We're just trying to think like where would that number come from, and why would it be that high?
So the heart surgeon, the heart surgeon, at least in Canada here, it ranges between $250,000 and $300,000 a year. Is what they make.
Not here. Average surgeon. Okay,
that's their salary.
For that person, it's not just. I'm not just talking. We're also talking all the equipment that they have to use to make.
Yeah, but $1.2 million is a lot, and they do more than one heart surgery a year.
They use.
Yeah, I don't know. Like hearts, like the transplant is not going to use. The thing is, the big medical equipment, like the big machines they have, those are where the expenses come from, not so much the act of doing that surgery.
So it's funny you say that because the article I found here says, according to a report published by the consulting firm Milliman, the average build cost for a heart transplant before insurance is an estimated $1.38 million. And other organs, well, they're not much cheaper. Around half of those costs come from what's called hospital transplant admission. That includes room and board in the hospital, along with things like nursing care and medication during your stay. Now, for a heart transplant, which might require something like 2 weeks of inpatient care, hospital transplant admission adds up to an average of nearly $900,000 a
that
transplant.
Is a ridiculous amount. Think about the amount of money. Like, you don't get. They better be fucking sucking my dick 24/7, and while I'm in there, because the amount of like for what at least from being in the hospital, for what the nurses and shit get. No way, I'd give them fucking anything close to that.
Some doctors say these prices are so high in part because the hospital is trying to make money. Well, no fucking shit.
That's what I'm getting at. There's no way. Yeah. It doesn't. The money doesn't equate. I like that little hair move.
Insane, man. But no, I mean, it's a good point to bring up, JP, about that. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I just found that we never discussed the financials of having multiple, because the big heart will hold me over. That might be included in it.
I think that was all like grant money from the government for that experiment, probably.
Yeah.
To be honest, it was already set aside by the government to see.
If it actually becomes a thing where the FDA says we're good with it, or whoever approves that shit, the American Heart Association, the American Board of Physicians, or whatever the fuck it is, they'll be like, or whoever does, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They will then like, okay, yeah, this is go. How much will it cost then if this is just a temporary fix for the actual fix?
I just imagine you like, I need a heart transfer. You go to there, they give you a menu. It's like human heart, $1.3 million, pig heart, 900,000. You get down to like fucking possum hearts and shit.
Today's special.
Do you have anything on special today? I'm kind of dying.
Yeah. You need BOGOs?
No BOGOs? What do today? What's
buy one get one free? Well, we can give you 2 mice hearts. Chance of survival 0.
How would you like those cooked? Medium rare.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like there's like, honestly, in America, I feel like you're fucked. Like big time when it comes to medical shit.
That's
like it's so it makes no sense though. But whatever. I mean, here we're fucked too. It's not like they just steal money from us left, right, and center and give us shit healthcare. And we still pay for it, so whatever.
Let's see. We could probably switch some gears and do some would you rathers, right?
Let's do it.
Oh boy,
you guys are up for that?
Oh sure.
Oh sure. Oh, Don Johnson. I remember that fucking cat.
God damn it! Oh, I thought it behind me.
That cat that used to fucking murmur shit on the YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Don Johnson.
Would you? Oh, this is These are some interesting ones. I'm literally Googling the craziest one. Of course, we're also going to read your responses from the chat, too, if you guys want to join along in these questions. But we'll do a couple just rapid-fire ones, and then we'll get onto some other subjects. Would you rather be half your height or double your weight?
Can I take both? Just be a boulder.
Afraid of myself.
What's that?
I said if I am half of my height, I would be afraid of myself.
Just in the mirror, fucking.
I mean, half your height could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I just pretend like I'm a baby.
I mean, double my weight. I mean, shit. I've lost some, but like to gain.
I think it would be very like I'd be disgustingly sick.
I'd be close to 600 pounds. It's like fucking hell.
600-pound life.
If I was a little smaller.
The way you inflected that was really funny.
I wish I was a little bit taller.
I don't wish I was a little bit smaller. I fucking hate midgets. Right.
Become what you hate. See life through their eyes. Kneecaps.
I would probably do the height, to be honest with you, because I could not do fucking 600.
Think of the world from there. Like you'd have to every time you want something, you have to tug on someone's pants.
If it would have been probably about 8 years ago, I would take double my weight.
He was only 30 pounds.
I was only like 100. I could have,
That's recoverable, but I don't want to be like 400 pounds. So I think that's
what I'm saying.
That'd be tough to come back from.
Imagine two of me trying to sit here and talk to you.
Then again, you could come back from that. You can never grow taller.
Yeah, shit, yeah. Fucking
you know what
hell.
I'm saying? I mean, it's not like it's changing your diet or anything like that, or the way you eat and live. You'll probably lose that weight. It'll just take a year or whatever.
I'm gonna go with I decline to answer because
you can't. You got to choose one. Gun to your head. Gun to your dick.
The whole concept is: would you rather one or the other?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know the whole concept.
I'm going double the weight. I can't grow. I can get stilts and walk around.
But if I'm half my height, no.
Well, if we're all half the height, we can get a trench coat and make our dreams come true. He's either 8 feet tall or 3 midgets.
Fuck, who's got a bowler derby hat? Anybody? No?
Get one. I would go double my weight, actually.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can lose it. You can't gain the height.
Yeah, shit. Now that you mention that, that's a good point.
I mean, there is a niche market for like small people, so you would probably be able to get like a job in some weird fucking avenue.
Yeah, but you always come up short.
I am trying to drink my soda and I can't fucking do it.
It's that I hate you look in basement space that I got that I love.
Look at this shit.
Alpha said half height. The last thing I'd want to be, that's what I'm saying. Like Alpha, like I mean, yeah, we wouldn't. But basement does bring up a good point. Like you can theoretically work the weight off. So
I mean, it's not changing how you live your life. So the weight would naturally fall off as long as you didn't change for a while, right? It'd be difficult after a while, but it would.
Yeah, so I'd probably switch my answer then.
Yeah.
That's a good point. All right. Okay, this is fuck it. Would you rather be the only person who speaks out of their butt? Or let me finish. Or be the only person who doesn't speak out of their butt?
Does it come with smell?
Usually what happens around the anal
bad breath? Or
and I mean, how is the world would change? Everybody would be on all fours, ass to ass. Like,
what? We would all be talking assholes.
Yeah. Or
I mean, they already are for the most part.
Asshole.
Well, then you'd be the talking asshole,
right? So
but you can only do this,
right? So you're.
Oh, you know what? You can get fame at least and fortune from being
I would
an ass talker.
Be the only one not talking on my.
Can you speak sign language or braille? No, but I got one better.
You'll either be the thing is either way you're gonna
You're
be
either the
the
only
odd
one who
one
can
out.
do it, or you're the only one who can't do it.
If that motherfucker wants to talk to me, I'm not coming down to his level. He can come to mine. I'm using what I have.
Coming back.
Would they still have
You wanna speak
mouths?
to
I
me?
guess they had to eat.
Nowhere to reach me.
Ah man, I don't know. I think then it would be normal for everybody to talk at the ass. So no matter what, you're fucked. You're the same outcast. That fucking mouth talker. Look at him.
Well, you know what my
And
first question to everybody would then be? Can you taste it?
That's like is your when you need a tongue, so you're gonna have a tongue in your asshole. And you can't speak otherwise.
They see
Honey, do you want me to tongue your asshole tonight? Nope, I've got that covered.
picturing like a hole with just a tongue flopping out.
That's your mouth.
I bit my tongue.
See, like the logistics, just everything changes after that. Then you
God,
got a
yeah.
bunch of
I would be
fucking
the only
tonguey
one.
assholes around.
I would rather be the only one who can do it because it's an option. Obviously, you don't have to do it if you're the only one. You know what I mean? But it's one of those like fucking quirky skills that you can like whip out
No,
like a fucking.
you can only talk out your ass. Didn't it say that?
No. It didn't say only. It said
what-
you'd rather be the only person who speaks out of their butt. Oh yeah, I see. What you're
Yeah.
saying,
See, so now you have to speak out your ass.
Shit. Oh yeah, then give me that.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be on like fucking late night shows. You're just gonna. Is this chair work for you?
Do a
No.
podcast on a handstand. You know, I'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
You
between the
literally-
cheeks.
You literally want to be the talking asshole?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give me
that's the name of his YouTube channel. The Talking Asshole.
There's a few people who I
a
wish
floppy
that-
tongue at the hole.
that there's a few people I know whose YouTube channel should be that name.
Strap a couple googly eyes on each cheek. Perfect.
I can't look you in the eye when you're talking.
I have a feeling it would talk with like a lisp. Hello, everybody.
It's like the ass people from fucking South Park. Thank you for finding our fun.
Oh my god, that guy was
Yeah,
a real asshole.
Fucking
Fucking terrible shit.
Give me talking out the ass, for sure.
Do you also poop out your ass at the same time? Because that's a weird kind. You're gonna have to taste your. You're gonna have to taste your shit. You're gonna have to taste your shit constantly.
Hold on a second, I gotta go take a vomit.
Big log.
No longer, you can't call it I'm going to take a shit. I'm gonna go take a vomit.
Yeah. I'm gonna go make a deposit. Yeah, you would literally just be Charlie Brown's teacher, just constantly farting. Yeah, no kidding. What about you, Heather? I mean, what would you take?
They're all bad.
doesn't.
Only one who
The
doesn't.
one who doesn't what? Have a talking asshole or does have a talking asshole? Choose which one.
I'm not just imagining having sex with a talking asshole.
That does not speak out of their asshole.
Right.
Not speak.
Well, I think about having.
Hard concept for him to wrap his head around.
You have sex with this person and you can't hear a word they say, which might be a good thing.
Did you breathe down there, honey?
Oh my god, this is great. All right.
Wait, what are you doing?
Looking at her. I thought she was coming over here because
She's getting like fucking weird.
She's getting weird.
I can't.
No, you can't go outside. It's too much to go outside.
Would you rather listen to just one song for the rest of your life, or never be allowed to listen to the same song twice? Ooh, that's fucking tough.
Never
That
be
is
allowed to
tough.
listen to the same song twice. Because at least I get to experience other music. Otherwise, I'm listening to the fucking same song forever. At least I'd be able to hear that song once.
It is fucking cold.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's a little warm breeze.
There's not one single song in this world that I love so much I want to hear it all the time.
That one I played for you. Got away with your words and a minute. That one. Give me that one. No, I think you're right. Same song twice, because
What?
Never listen to the same song twice.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I would go with that one too because yes, I can listen to the one singular same song 20 times in a row.
Yeah, but
But I need a break from it eventually.
Yeah. Eventually, it's gonna be like, I like this once.
It's like fucking Baby Shark or anything else. It's gonna fucking yeah. They're just giving me the death stare. Oh, I know all about it. Would you rather clean the same mess in the kitchen every day, or not be allowed to clean up the mess at all?
Not be allowed to clean
How
up the
much
mess
of a mess are we talking about here?
Depends on what the mess is.
If it's like small, then
If you're talking
fine.
about your ass,
then you just it's part of your routine, whatever.
I mean, shit. As a parent, I clean up the same mess almost every day anyway. So I'd rather.
I mean, if you can't clean up the mess and you live alone, you're just living in mess forever.
Right.
That's gross. I'd have to do the same. No, I can't. Wait. You can hire somebody to clean it up for you.
And that's why I say not be allowed to clean it up, because somebody else is cleaning it up for me.
Mm-hmm. And how much? There's too many variables.
Yeah, that one's too broad. But
yeah,
I'd say give me the
Green light?
same mess, and I can perfect the process and get it done and not make it easier. You know what I mean?
give me the green light.
Let's see here. Alpha said, although never the same song twice as well. Last one before we move on up. Would you? This is a fun one. Would you rather chew your toenails off? Yep. Or chew someone else's fingernails off? That is a lose-lose.
They're fucking terrible.
that is.
I don't want to do just one time. I mean, I'll chew somebody else's fucking fingernails off. At least then I don't have to feel the pain of it happening to myself.
I feel like that's a good point. I feel like someone else's nails could at least have the opportunity to be more sanitary.
They'll supplement.
You know what I mean? What? JP's got the munchies. I
will feed upon them.
Yep. This is a no-win, but I'd go with someone else's.
Yeah.
So would
you rather chew your own toenails off, or have to chew off somebody else's fingernails?
How's that, Chip? We're waiting. We're like waiting for words of wisdom. He's trying to pick a chip out of his tooth.
If somebody stuck their foot in my face,
no, it would be their fingernails.
No, it would be their fingernails, your own toenails.
First, I'd love to see him bend that much.
if anybody sticks their hand in my face, I might bite the fucker off. I don't know. I'm not. I'd rather do my own toenails.
Really?
Yeah.
Just a flexible motherfucker.
Yeah, seriously.
I want to see him try to bend
That's yoga working through. Heather, you do someone else's fingernails?
I would do somebody else's fingernails, yeah.
Baseman?
Mm-hmm. Somebody else's fingernails. I already said.
Oh.
I'll do them both.
I just don't care.
Yeah, Alpha's the same way. Someone else's, because hopefully they're cleaner than mine. I think that's pretty much the consensus. Cool. Let's move on to the horrible Disney dad story. Jesus Christ, this one's fucking. This one, yeesh, is a nightmare. So, a Florida father accused of murdering his entire family inside his luxury home near Walt Disney World broke down during his testimony and blames the deaths on his wife. This came out a couple of days ago. Anthony Todd, I think is his last name, the Disney dad accused of multiple murders, faces 4 counts of homicide in the 2019 killings of his wife, Megan, and their 3 children, Alex, Tyler, and Zoe. Police also claim the man killed the family dog, Breezy, because why not? According to the New York Daily News, Mr. Todd is a therapist from Connecticut and had been living with the bodies for weeks before police found them inside his gated community home. Police visited the house in 2020 intending to arrest Mr. Todd on fraud charges, but instead found the bodies of his slain family. A medical examiner found that the victims were killed by unspecified violence as well as Benadryl overdoses. During his testimony, he told jurors that his wife had been suffering from depression and other health complications, including Lyme disease. But he then claimed that his wife killed their children and herself. He said he came home one day and found her covered in blood, and he did not want to report the deaths because he was afraid he was trying to cover for his wife. But it does conflict with a recorded confession he made to investigators. Mr. Todd reportedly confessed to suffocating his daughter Zoe, stabbing and suffocating his sons, and suffocating his wife after he said she stabbed herself. Good Lord, what a fucking nightmare.
It's a giant mess right there. Jesus Christ.
It was starting to sound like a Sunday night movie on ABC. You remember those Sunday night movies? And then it turned into fucking...
No, about these Sunday night movies.
What movie do you watch?
I killed my family and lived with them for 10 years.
Just the way you were reading that off, I'm just like, is he pitching a movie?
When does this air?
Takes place in Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, I don't know how you could like. I don't know what the story is. Well, outside of what you said, how you could like live in the same house with a bunch of dead people for.
Like, I mean, it reminds me back to the Benoit stuff.
Yeah, but he wasn't fucking living there with 10 fucking dead people. He was living there with dead people for 2 weeks.
Well, this story, yeah, he was there for weeks, but Benoit had it for I think a day.
Yeah, it was like
maybe 2 days.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's
I mean,
how do you even do that?
I mean, I think he clearly did it. It's just crazy to think that like, it's just hard to, I don't know. It's just it's just like
it's like weird to think that like there's people are like capable of certain things like that, because I just don't understand without like showing it at the seams. You know what I mean? Like without being like weird already and being like, this person's a bit off. I can tell they're a bit off or something. Otherwise, I mean, a lot of people are like, I guess a lot of people are fucking stupid, but a lot of people are like, hey, the serial killer next door, he was a really nice mannered, well-to-do guy or whatever, and then he killed 17 people and shat in their skulls. So
that's the George Carlin joke where he's like, everyone's like, it's the quiet ones you gotta watch. It's like, that's fucking stupid, because I'll bet you anything, while you're watching a quiet one, a noisy one will fucking kill you. It's like if you go into a bar, right, and you see a quiet person just minding their own thing, and then you see the guy on the table with a bat bang, I'm gonna kill the next motherfucker who looks at me. Who are you gonna watch?
That's so fucked up. I just don't know. I heard of it. I don't know why they're deeming him Disney dad murderer or some shit like.
It's because he has a house that's near Disney World. That's where it all happened.
So he's not okay. I'm so fucking confused. Disney dad. I'm like, what the fuck happened now? The guy that played a Disney dad killed his family.
Mickey Mouse. They're all dead.
I don't know how.
I'm covered in blood.
You don't know how he was able to stand the smell? Just ask fucking Ed Gein. Well, they're dead now.
Yeah, but they're all they were obviously like weird as shit too after the fact. Like this guy has a family of 4, and they weren't even like young, like super young kids. They were like 11 and 12 or 14 or some shit. Like you're living with that person for a long time, then all of a sudden go like insane and do this is like you had to be insane before this. Like what the fuck happened to get to that point?
Right. Yeah, we'll talk about Ed Gein later. That motherfucker. I'm telling you, that motherfucker was brutal, dude. He was the reason that fucking the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre was made. It was about him, essentially. Like he was trying to turn his mother. Like these guys are enthralled by my story. Look at that. I'm trying. It's funny watching.
You're doing well. I applaud you.
So. I forgot. Oh, Ed Gein.
Leatherface. Yeah. He was trying to turn his mother.
Oh, his mother had. Yeah, he was trying to turn. Skinned a woman in his house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same with that other guy who killed his mom and face fucked her.
He had human remains all over in his house.
Yeah, it's what a good host does.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
For his guests.
So you will reign with me forever.
Yeah. Oh shit! They're both fucking dead. Ed Gein just died.
What about the other serial killer, the really tall guy? No, not him. The other, the tall guy with glasses and pube stash.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Killed his mom and then raped her face and then decapitated her and buried her head.
I have no idea who the fuck you're talking
Buried
about.
her head right outside the house.
I do know who he's talking about.
And then he did it with a bunch of other people.
He's talking.
Oh,
real life.
No, it's a real person. And then he's like, so like it was in that fucking Netflix show.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yes,
I want to say it's Kemper.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, what the fuck?
He was like, he was a truck driver. He was like 6'10", like 260. Yeah. He was soft spoken, but he was
insane.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's because he talked out of his ass, so he couldn't hear anything in his mouth. So. It's all coming back full circle.
It's all coming together.
So this might be just me I want to take up too much time on this one because I'm not sure if you guys, how many of you guys probably, I know JP probably didn't see this. We collectively watched the first episode of Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Yeah, me, Basement, and Heather. Basement and Heather, have you guys watched the latest episodes? The last
I haven't seen any of the other ones yet.
Okay. I won't go into spoilers. So I'm going to give like a brief, like just kind of like, hey, because obviously we do the Marvel Roundtable and everything, and that's JP's cue to walk away. No, I'm just kidding. So Moon Knight is quickly becoming one of my favorite this is me personally. And I'd love to hear Basement and Heather's thoughts just from the initial episode. And I know I have an idea of what Heather's going to say. I'll tell you if it's what I think it is, it gets better as it goes through. I'll just say that. But out of all the Marvel Disney Plus shows that are out right now, this is probably either within my top two. I really, really liked Falcon and Winter Soldier, as Basement well knows. But Moon Knight is quickly getting up there. It's so different. It's so its own thing. Like honestly, if this wasn't a Marvel thing, I almost wouldn't tell. There's like such a disconnect from like they don't really like tie anything into the MCU. Like there's no like, oh, there's Easter egg. I mean, there's if you look hard enough, there's fucking Easter eggs and all the fucking Marvel shit after going through 6 movies now. No, God, we're almost at 12 now for the roundtable. Good Lord, I'm sorry, I'm dragging you all through that. But if it wasn't like outright saying this is a Marvel Studios production, I almost wouldn't be able to tell. But it's pretty good. I will say that it's pretty good. But what were your guys' impressions from the first episode?
Heather, go ahead.
It was pretty confusing as it was going through the beginning stage of the episode, but once they got to that point where it finally started explaining why he was doing what he was doing, it was just like, I could get behind this if they continue to do it right.
Yeah.
I mean, if at the end of the season there's not more answers than what we have right now.
No, there's got to be.
Right.
But still leaving it open enough for season 2, I will be very disappointed.
I think you're going to shit on the CGI.
The CGI definitely needs to step it up.
Yeah.
A bit.
Specifically in the first episode, there's a truck scene. That's all I'm going to say. It was. I'll say this: the second episode, definitely, and this is actually one of the things I like about it. The second episode does explain a very good portion of what's going on, or at least gives you enough to kind of understand the general premise of the protagonist, the antagonist, the overall story. And gives you like the picture without giving you every little thing. Like right now, and I think it's safe to say this, at this point in the series, because it's only 6 episodes, and as of this recording, 3 episodes are out, you don't know how he got the powers. You know generally how he got the powers, but you still don't know the backstory of how they got to like the point at the beginning of the first episode. You know what I mean? Like they do a lot of communication. There's not really any flashbacks So everything's kind of like, for the most part, naturally told. But yeah, the second episode does do a much better job of explaining not everything, which is what I like, but a good chunk of it.
Like I said, I just want some more answers than what we have right now, but leaving it still open-ended enough for a season 2 if they want to.
Yeah.
I will be okay with it and see how story progression goes and the character development goes.
Yeah.
Because right now we are just on the main character, which is 2 characters in one.
Which I actually want to talk about, but continue.
Yeah, I want to see if they bring in more.
Yeah.
Towards the end.
Yeah.
So
I totally get you. What were we gonna say? Basement.
I think for me at least, like I enjoyed the first episode. I liked the way that they did it. Like in the end, it was purposely confusing, and that's what I liked about it. It set it apart. And the only other character that I can think of right now that exists in the Marvel universe that's somewhat similar, that's like 2 characters in one, is Hulk. And you can't really do much with Hulk because once he transforms, he's nothing, right? Where this is actually 2 different characters. It reminds me, I might be completely off on this, but it reminds me of a comic I read about Dr. Fate.
Yes. No, you're right. You're right. And him and Naboo are constantly. Yeah, it's kind of.
It's kind of like a different entity. They're 2 people where he's got like his human form or whatever you want, and then his superhero form, and they kind of have to work together. That's what I see happening. Where I don't know. I might be disappointed if the human form becomes one with the superhero. I kind of like the dichotomy of the 2 being somewhat separate but working together. Yeah. But we'll see where it goes with that. I mean, obviously the CGI was not up to par, which baffles me. It's like inexcusable for Marvel to do that. But I think they looked at this as like
it's also Disney, so you got 2 major banks right there.
And it's not like they haven't been to this rodeo before. If it was like the first one-off thing they're doing, so like if instead of like when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, that was like we're gonna go out in left field. If this was the first time they were going out in left field, then that's a different story. Yeah. I can get the budget, but that was inexcusable. But I mean, in the end, Marvel relies so heavily on visual effects that it does impact it for me. I have to rate them on it because it's one of their bread and butters. But the story seems interesting enough. I haven't seen the rest of it. I would be interested to see where it goes, and I'll probably just binge it once it's done.
Yeah, it's only going to be 6 episodes, but I really like. And again, this is the first time that they've done something where it's all the Marvel Disney shows are obviously, like we said before, they're tie-ins from other names or movies that they're feeding off of. Is a brand new fucking character, in the grand scheme of things. But if you're turned off by like, oh, it's Marvel, I don't want to. I say at least give it a shot. It's short enough series that like, obviously it's not gonna be too bad. But like I was saying before, just from seeing the first 3 episodes, Oscar Isaac, despite the horrible British accent, it irritates me. Other than that,
isn't he British?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know, man. No?
Well, it seems very forced if that's the accent.
That's just the way he speaks. No, I don't know what it is. He might be
but despite that, I know what it's obviously to distinguish, very distinguishable.
Guatemala.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he was British.
Not in my head.
No, he's American Guatemalan.
But either way, I love the series so far. But obviously can't go into too much until it's totally done. I can't give it like an action, a decent rating until we're done with the whole thing. But so far, I'm enjoying the ride.
I see why they went with the accent too, because he is playing both parts, right? And they want to make it, And I mean,
have to make it like really distinct.
Would you rather hear an English accent or like any other accent in the world? You know what I mean? Even though he's in Egypt, he could sound Egyptian, but whatever.
Bit of a sticky wicket, is it? Boomerang. But no,
Get the elbow out.
Without going into too much, episode 2 does do a lot more explaining, but again, it doesn't give away everything. So like,
It shouldn't give away anything. Like, I'm assuming this might be the one show that they do multiple seasons of because it's.
I mean, again, we'll have to see how it goes.
It's separate from the Marvel, unless they just insert him somewhere towards the end, and he's going to be part of the future.
To be honest with you, I sort of hope they don't. I sort of hope they keep him off from the side and have him do his own thing, because there's enough unique elements and there's enough that they could really go with, specifically because obviously we know where it's going with like the two, but
I would have loved for them to keep the television shows and the movies separate, like cast-wise. Like, have the TV shows be devoted to the characters that not a lot of people know about, because there's so many, right? And then maybe have them have like a cameo or appearance or an appearance once, like an Avengers movie or some sort of collaboration comes about, you know? Because, I mean, Oscar Isaacs is the movie star. Like, he's not necessarily a made-for-TV actor, but those lines are getting blurred now anyway, so.
He's still doing a great job in the role, despite that British accent. And also Ethan Hawke is...
Ethan Hawke's a good actor. I
he
like
is.
him.
He in this particular show, he is really good. So,
mentioned that whole opening scene where he's putting the glass in the sandals.
Yep.
That was all his idea.
Of course it was. The guy's a fucking genius. Yeah. Again, I know this is me like, praise Marvel and all that. No, I will call out shit if I call out shit. If you listen to any of the Marvel Roundtable, you'll know that I will call out shit when I see it. All I'm saying is, so far, halfway through the show, I'm loving the ride. But we'll probably talk more, obviously, once it gets completed, and we catch the fuck up on everything else that's fucking Marvel, because goddamn, it's a lot. It's a lot. But switching gears to another crazy little story, we're gathering articles, and I said I'm going to find the most obscure, fucking random, crazy thing I could find. And apparently, a World War II grenade was found amongst potatoes at a French fry factory, easy for me to fucking say, in New Zealand. I would have shit my pants.
Yeah.
You know what though? This has not been the first time I heard some weird shit like that.
What?
for like World War II like explosives being found in weird places. Because I mean, fuck, they were all over the place. But like, grenade and potatoes is a bit weird.
I'm like, what?
Grenade and potatoes is a bit weird, but I'm sure people have found like hand grenades in attics and shit like that were just there.
Still in it. I'm not going near that.
So the article goes, employees of the Mr. Chips factory thought it might be a muddy potato, but was a grenade on the conveyor belt. The bomb squad was called.
Muddy potato? How do you not know what a grenade looks like?
If they've ever seen one.
It's the cartoon one with all the bumps on it.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, there's the bump one, there's the smooth one, there's the stick one.
They all hurt. They all hurt. The bomb squad was called. It was determined the grenade was inactive. I love how a person's like, "Good morning. I am A. Martinez. Okay, you're a worker at a French fry factory on the lookout for anything amiss on the conveyor belt. Then you see something that doesn't look quite right. For an employee at a Mr. Chips plant in New Zealand, the anomaly wasn't a muddy potato or even a stone, but a World War II grenade. Bomb squad was calling. Don't worry, the spud was a dud, but maybe they can still use this throwback to the 90s campaign."
Did you write this?
I'm just gonna say, this sounds like you would have written.
Maybe.
Don't worry, the spud was a
Don't worry,
dud.
the spud was a dud. But maybe they can still use this throwback to the 90s marketing campaign that I just came up with. Our potatoes are the bomb.
Hey.
I wish I wrote that.
I feel like you did.
It does dangerously sound like something I would have written.
The spud was a dud.
The spud was a dud. But don't worry, our potatoes are the bomb. It really does sound like something I would have written. Oh, man. The last thing I've got on my list, and then we could open the floor to anything you guys want to throw out too, or maybe do some would you rathers. Elon Musk, everyone's favorite fucking Tony Stark walking wannabe, is throwing an interesting scenario. So he's off the Twitter board now?
It's not that he's off the Twitter board. They enacted the poison pill policy, which does not allow any member of the board to out-purchase anybody else. See, if somebody buys more shares, then everybody else on the board would be allowed to buy the same amount of shares at a discounted price, so that everybody remains equal. Yes, Wendy.
Okay, so it's not like okay.
He seems like a rich as fuck kid in a sandbox and just wants to do whatever he wants. And so I'm kind of here for it.
I was gonna say part of me loves it. I'm not gonna lie. Like he just doesn't. There's so many idgaff moments with him, and just like I can't not like enjoy that. You know what I mean?
Especially since a lot of the other like stuffy billionaire types are just like Jeff Bezos looks like a walking fucking cock, and
he's mini me, Mr. Clean.
Yeah, I just dislike him. And fucking Bill Gates, I'm pretty sure is fucking kids.
Maybe. But in that latest list of idgaff things he's been doing, he said he tweeted a suggestion from the about the like a bunch of random things, but one of them is that he wanted to basically turn the Twitter HQ into a homeless shelter. And hey, this is a great idea. And there's some reason behind it. It's not just because of the whole debacle with him being on or off the board. He did say that he wanted to convert Twitter's HQ to homeless shelter since no one shows up to work anyway. He actually made this as a poll, like, should we do this? And 91% said yes. And he goes, I am serious about this one, by the way. The reason being is because most of the Twitter employees are working from home, and you have like a high rate of homelessness in I believe it's California where the headquarters is.
I'd say convert half fucking government and privately owned businesses that everybody's working from home, convert them to that, because you need places for people like that.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean,
there's a bunch of empty buildings here, even in Toronto, and it's like they stay there with the lights on, nobody there, nobody goes there, and it's like and then you have like 50 people in front of it sitting on the grates to get the warm air.
Boston's the same way. There are starting to, I mean, things are now getting back into the swing of things over in Boston, and I'm right on the outskirts. I work right outside the city, so I can see the city and I know a lot what's going on. And it's starting to get like that way too, where like
we have homeless here now. Like
they're starting to get back to normal, but same thing like across the everywhere with COVID is that they realize, wow, I can do a lot of things that I do with my normal job without having to change out of my pajamas or leave my house. And it's a very powerful way of thinking. And it's not like you're losing productivity, but it does have a ripple effect. And there was a gentleman I talked to at work, long story short, he was mentioning how like there was a company he worked for, his office was in Boston, and they had a 5-year lease, and the lease is up, and it's like, well, we're not going to fucking renew because
nobody's working there.
2/3, if not more, of the office just isn't there anymore. And it's like, yeah, I mean, can't fucking blame them. So I think this is a genius idea by Elon. And again, fucking kid in the sandbox, gotta love it.
But you know what? Forget about fucking Twitter. Like, we're working for the government. There's a million fucking government massive buildings. Everybody is working from home. They're all empty. Might
as well put them to use.
Exactly. And they're like, well, we don't know if we're gonna. Why would we need to go back? Keep, like here's the thing. You could have more like put. I wouldn't say just have it like an open, like, I mean, I wouldn't have it like a shelter in terms of like the shitty. Some of the shelters we have here are really shitty. They're just like open areas with a bunch of cots and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but some of them are a bit more high class where they're like you have like your own individual room and things like that. Do that. And give like some people, especially if they're like looking to turn their life around, like everybody's on their own individual course, but at least give them a place to stay, because every time I go to Toronto, you're stepping over people that are lying on the ground. There's a huge homeless problem. It's
not that bad up near me. I mean, it's there. Fucking, you see it. But
we've got the super rich and the super poor all sharing the same street, and it's like.
But as far as like the buildings themselves, Boston's run out of room as far as like growing like this way. So you're seeing I literally looked out my window the other day, and all you just see is fucking cranes because they're not building this way; they're building up.
It's the same thing with Toronto, but like
I'm
the
sure
thing is, the homeless thing is spreading out outside of Toronto. So you're gonna see like now, like I went to the bank, like not the in the winter. I went to the bank, and they have like to go to the ATM, and in the like enclosure, there's like 2 people sleeping on the ground because it's fucking freezing, and they have nowhere to stay, right? So like, I mean, put some of these places to use.
I think it's a genius idea.
But the government won't do anything. Nobody will do anything ever until it's like forced upon them, which is what the pandemic has shown with work from home. Because I was thrown up from work from home at my workplace. I always asked about it. Like, why are we even here, man? There's like 6 of us, and there's nobody else in a dark building at 10 p.m.
Well, the government won't do anything about it because it doesn't make them any money.
The thing is, they don't make. They just get money.
No,
True.
that's
get money.
Basement just said it. They get money. I don't fucking.
No, but I mean, if the government says we're going to convert part of this into like a homeless shelter, they'll probably get money that then can be used for that program. Their whole idea is to be used for programs to better society as a whole. But 90% of the time, half that money goes into some fucking asshole's pocket that has nothing to do with anything.
I was just gonna say that's what it was. He said money, and I'm like, boom, got it. That's the way it is in the military as far as spending goes. If you don't spend your money, because what they do,
you don't get it again. Your budget gets
But if you spend
calibrated.
the money, they'll give you more money next year.
And this is what you see in construction.
That makes sense.
You see construction in here. In construction, it's the same thing.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
So if you don't use your money,
You'll get less.
you get less.
Because why are we allocating $2 million into road work when you're only using 1.2? We're going to give you 1.2 and take that and put it somewhere else, realizing that like road work is always going to change, and they're going to be like, well, we don't want to work like slaves.
Peter, I'm gonna fucking beat her ass. She's never gonna wake up. What are you doing?
I love the chips, Daddy.
She's walking in and out.
Did she?
When I was out there, she comes out there, she walks in.
Did she had some of Daddy's gummies by accident?
She walks. That was great.
It's a good jaunt for a little 3-year-old. Hopefully, it's wearing her ass out. Which thank
my God,
But
man!
did he,
I spent the day with my nephew, and I went up and down the stairs, fucking 40 times, man. That kid is just like up. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking send you up.
So my son had a soccer game, right? And we put him in soccer because my mom and my wife were like, oh, you'll have him do like cross country or running because he loves to run. I said, no, put him in soccer. I said, when I did cross country, the soccer team ran much more than the cross country did. Get his energy out. Yeah. And then on top of that, I brought my daughter, and she's like super hyped up. And so when the game was over, I said, run across the field and back. And she came back and she's like, done. And I'm like, not out of breath. Not like, I'm like, how?
They're ridiculous, man.
How do you have this much energy still in you?
Honestly, after like the 20th trip of going up and down the stairs, I'm like, up. I'm like, swear to Christ.
The blood pressure is, yeah.
And this is like a fucking 20 fucking flight of stairs, man. He was just going wild on me.
Like,
and the thing is, like, he's so small that you have to almost like I hold his hands while he's coming down, or else he'll fall. So I'm basically carrying him down this fucking stairs.
Getting a workout, man.
And that's why I'm tired.
Sorry.
Fuck kids.
No, all I was gonna say was when Wendy started walking, she was that way. And at the old place that we lived at, it had the inside where if it was a cold, I would every once in a while be like, yeah, we'll walk the stairs. Okay, second time. Can we stop fucking doing this?
Stairs are death, man. I'm gonna say.
You know what I find interesting? I always find this fascinating, and I understand that like this machine obviously has like specific use for like a situation where like normal, but the concept of like a Stairmaster machine still gets me to laugh sometimes
just
because
stairs everywhere. Just pick one.
Point. No. Don't go up the real stairs. We have a machine that simulates
it's
them.
It's the same thing as a treadmill.
Right. And I get that, right? I get like a situation where like, okay, there might be some sort of specific reason they can't do actual stairs for whatever reason, but like, I don't know, it just make me always giggle like that.
The thing is with the treadmill is like you can modify it to whatever terrain type you want in terms of like elevation. Where
That's
I don't know,
what
I've never fucking been on a stairmaster or stair machine. I don't know what kind of changes you could make to stairs to make them worse or better.
Well, maybe not incline, but probably you have to be able to do speed.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to go too fast with it though.
You fucking shatter your shin bones.
Destroy my fucking
Go up steps like I do.
My fucking femur out through the fucking roof.
And
I've fallen.
You're just falling downstairs forever.
I've fallen upstairs, downstairs, enough times in my lives to not try to get on a simulated stair machine.
He fell 2 days ago and he hasn't gotten out of the thing.
I destroyed my body on stairs. I'm gonna say, fuck stairs. So fuck the stair machine. Fuck it.
Oh god. Yeah, not looking forward to that. Cool. We'll do a couple more would you rathers, unless there's anything else you guys want to throw out there for other topics or anything. As JP's nose needs to get blown.
Yeah, he's juicing.
Daily blowing.
Yeah, man, I don't know why, but like in the last 2 months, my nose is just ejaculating.
Allergies.
I guess.
Why you should have seen mine last night.
I mean, I find though edibles, especially as certain types of edibles, make your face like leak, man.
Well, it's because I think part of it is that like
It's supposed to help you relax, go to sleep.
Are you ready?
But drown in snot.
Yeah, it's it'll waterboard you, but don't worry.
Waterboard you in mucus. That's a side effect. I think because like you obviously like get like heated, right? Like it's almost like being drunk where like your blood vessels are opening up. So my only guess is that it has some sort of correlation with like, that's why like JP's like red right now in the face and Heather is a little bit too.
Actually, this is more my allergy to dust.
It could be
today.
It could be. I don't think I look red.
Maybe it is. I looked like you were like much more red in the face last night though. Oh my god, you definitely. But that was also from laughing too. But like,
Bump right there. It's kind of fucking driving me goddamn.
Use my therapy.
Well, no, it's just a reflection in the mirror. Okay, we're good.
Honestly,
but
I can't, in the size I'm looking at, I can't make out your face.
When I like had that fucking really bad trip, it was the same way. Like I was like almost every orifice in the bottom in my face was just like. I was also arguing with my couch, so take the good and take the bad. But I think that's why it is. At least that's my guess. But I also know that, like, after it rains, forget it. Like the allergies are the worst for me because the pollen's just like every fucking where.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be the fun part here because there's trees all over the place. So his car's not gonna be gray anymore. It's gonna be green.
Oh god, that's the worst when you wake up and you see your car fucking covered in yellow.
I don't have that problem. Thank God.
The pollen, like being all over
the pollen is yellow. So up in Fort McCoy, in Wisconsin, is where the reservists we did a lot of our weekend training. If we, we're going out to the field or whatever.
Yeah.
And we were doing land nav that day, and the pollen must have been really bad because. We were walking through the forest and the wind hit and you seen like a cloud. I mean, a literal cloud that you couldn't see through of pollen.
Ugh.
It looked like a yellow cloud floating there. I'm like, dude.
It's happening. Guys, what's going on? It's fucking pollen here.
What was in my MRE?
I was compelled to lay down on the grass.
We go get a Wahlburger. What's going on?
It's stupendous.
God. Oh man. Yeah. Any other things you guys want to throw out there?
That I can think of.
I ain't got shit.
I love how JP stared at his dick before he's like, I got shit.
Wise tale. Nothing.
I can't think of anything at this particular moment.
Stop looking down at yourself. That doesn't help make
Stop
things
staring at your
serious.
penis.
You know, I don't know anymore. I don't know what's going on. It's just, I think it's asleep at this point. What? I don't know. What?
Well, I don't what?
Huh?
But did he? So
Diddy Conga.
Here we go. This is all right. We'll do a couple more would you rather's and we'll wrap up so JP and Heather can get a very good night's sleep tonight in their brand new house.
Need to go to sleep first, as you can fucking see. She keeps fucking walking in here.
Would you rather get rich in a way that disappoints your family, or make just enough money to live? So just enough to financially survive.
Let me say survive.
I would rather survive because I've probably done.
I mean, I've already disappointed my family, so what else is
like,
worse?
Oh my god!
Yeah, I don't really.
I'm just gonna go. Fuck! I'll disappoint my family. Fuck it.
Half of my family's already disappointed.
Yeah. So what's a big
I was
risk?
gonna say, we're kind of on the same boat. It's like,
what's a big risk
right
here?
there, so we might as well get rich.
Yeah.
Fucking pollen. Would you rather have? Oh, I think we did that one already. Would you rather be homeless or in prison? Not New Jersey.
Prison.
Prison. At least I get food every day.
Mm-hmm. And if I go to women's prison, it's even better.
I just said not Jersey.
Everything's changing.
Interesting.
You know what though? I think I couldn't handle prison. I'm too much of a bitch, to be honest.
I mean,
there's zero
I
chance
think
handling
the
prison.
concept of what's funny. I think the concept of like, you know, how prison is portrayed in like TV and media is way the fuck off. Not horribly off, but it's just like, oh, you know, go in there and you beat the person up, the strongest guy up, and you get instant respect. No,
I don't think I could handle the boringness of prison.
Yeah,
and being stuck in a small room, because like, even like going to the hospital and waiting 3 hours to see a doctor, it's in a small room that you can't leave. It's like I can't stand it. At that point in time, I looked at myself in. I didn't look at myself in the mirror because there was no mirrors there. And then I was like, "There's no chance I could live in prison."
Unless you do those like one of those like fancy like upper scale prisons for like the people who do like financial fucking fraud or something like that.
There's 0% chance I'm going to an upper scale prison.
Yeah, you're too pretty of a face.
I'm gonna be the. I guess I'm getting fucked.
Jersey.
Or fucking. I'm going to women's prison, man.
Would you rather? This one's interesting. Would you rather know the date of your death or the cause of your death?
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
Well, I think I've done this one before, and I'm just.
I think cause would just make you paranoid forever.
Both would make you paranoid.
Well, date, you know. If the cause of your death is car accident, you'll never drive. The cause of your death is random heart attack, you'll be like, well, it could happen any time. But you could. But
Actually,
date of death.
Actually, I'm gonna go with that. I would rather know the date.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with date. You can get all your shit in order before then. Be like, my time has come. And then you go like in the end of Lord of the Rings.
What about you, Heather?
Goodbye, Sam.
I would go with cause.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, you can be paranoid forever.
It depends. Well, it depends. It all depends, though. You know,
an errant boomerang
like that, where it's like a fucking freak accident. Like
ask her that question tomorrow. She might actually say, "Why in the fuck did I say that?"
An errant boomerang. I'm never going to Australia. I don't know. I guess there's boomerang.
Oh, what's the thing? Boomerang competition.
This is how it ends.
Always comes back around.
Choking on water. So I'll never drink water. But one day you're gonna go in a pool and die. Take a shower and die. See?
Mine just says on the toilet. That's way too vague.
Never taking the shit. I'm gonna learn.
It's a little too hot.
Yeah, I've been backed up for weeks.
You go to the hospital, get a colostomy bag put in, just so you never have to go that way.
Fuck, that's tough for me. I can't. I have to think about that for a second. I mean,
Go date.
It unfortunately it really does depend on what the
date
cause
is better for your family.
Mentally, you're right. Date would be better because.
Yep. I agree.
You get everything in order. You don't have to stress out everybody. You can say your final goodbyes, everything like that. Otherwise, you're just living a fucking paranoid life constantly. Especially, like, I mean, most people die from, like, random shit that could happen anytime. So, like, you know.
All right, let's see here. Let me get a good one here. Okay. This one's interesting. Would you rather? Oh man, fucking C4's come back to bite me already. Would you rather have hands for feet or feet for hands?
Oh, hands for feet.
So you'd be like Diddy.
I'm gonna have 4 hands. Think the things you can get done. That's ridiculous. That's so much better. Feet for hands? What the fuck are you walk around on 4s? You better be able to speak through your fucking ass.
So many
That's gonna
admitting
happen.
done if I had fucking hands for feet.
I know. Imagine trying
That's
to
true.
do
You'd be able to get
anything.
shit done.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know
like
what? So it's people that don't have arms that use their feet to drive and shit.
That's what it smells like down
Yeah, 4 hands. Come on, that's obviously the better option.
here. It look a little weird, but yeah, I mean,
Well, you're gonna look a bit weird no matter what. Hands for feet.
Yeah.
You could grab 4 boobies at one time.
I mean, you could
Priorities.
give 2 foot jobs at the same time.
But either way, yeah.
And you could be the weatherman's favorite person.
Say it again.
You could be the weatherman's favorite person. You put those sandals on those feet.
Yeah, I
I mean,
need
you
2
could
pairs.
imagine the things you could do with 4 hands. It's ridiculous.
It'd be crazy.
I actually want that. It's not even a would you rather. I just give it to me.
So a couple of answers from the chat real quick before I got one more of these. It says Alpha said rather be homeless because I do not want to have to deal with prison rape. Sorry, but nope.
I mean, I think prison rape is like glorified.
Alpha and Jurgen says cause, being cause of death. Because if I think I knew the date, I'd be asking why forever. I mean, I think
that's kind of.
I think it's
what
the
you'd
opposite.
say anyway.
I think the opposite.
You choke on a dick. Why?
Well,
And
that's
how?
any day that why then? So, and then Alpha says hands for feet. Yeah, I think you're right because there's a lot more you could probably do with that one.
You could basically climb.
The last one I've
you
got
fucking monkey.
is a very peculiar. Okay, would you rather work cleaning up toxic waste or as a mortician's assistant?
Mortician's assistant. Give me those bodies.
That would be a bit of a mind fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but you have more of a chance of not getting like horribly sick.
Well, yeah, but I mean, obviously, toxic. Yeah, accidents fucking happen. I could become a fucking superhero.
Or you
Right?
could dress up dead bodies.
That too.
Ooh, tempting.
Yeah, see?
Everybody's a clown this week.
He died the way he lived. Spider-Man! His rigor mortis set and he's just like this in the coffin. No, with his
Why does
fucking
he have
spider
4 hands?
The spider hands.
Why does he have 4 hands? What did you do? I got bored.
He chose right.
He didn't talk back to me when I asked him how he was feeling.
Because he was talking out his asshole.
Federico says none with a big smiley face, like
You
neither.
gotta pick, man. You gotta pick.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Mortician's assistant would be least safer. I don't know. I'm just telling you that'd be a mind fuck for me.
I think I get used to it.
I hate people anyway, so seeing them dead.
Whatever. It's just a pile of meat.
Yeah.
I would be a mortician's assistant simply because I would learn how to glue the eyes shut just right so that at the right time during the funeral and when the first person leans over it, the eyes pop open.
They're back! Oh
Why
my
are there 2
God.
strings from the Jesus?
It was a mortician's assistant or what?
Cleaning up toxic waste.
I mean, there's an obvious answer.
People clean up toxic waste every day.
Yeah. And people are morticians every day.
These are true. Or be a mortician's assistant.
Yep.
I don't know. Which pays more?
Yeah, probably they.
Let's say probably the
I don't
same.
know, actually, yeah.
You actually.
I mean, you probably get hazard pay with one,
Yeah,
Oh,
you get
do.
hazard pay.
They have to give you hazard pay.
but you also have more risk of dealing
Yeah.
with
But
toxic waste.
as a mortician's assistant, you could eventually own the funeral parlor that you work with.
Oh, you are planning ahead. I mean, the question wasn't be a mortician's assistant
There's
with
no room for
plans to
growth,
own the
apparently, is the
funeral.
toxic
I
waste.
mean, you could own the toxic plant or whatever the fuck you're living at.
By the way, this is really random and off the hand here, but did you guys? I found this out recently. Did you guys know that cruise ships have their own morgues?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because people
yeah,
have
they'd
heart
have
attacks.
to. They'd have
It's all
to.
the-
I mean,
Keep the body,
it makes sense.
keep the body cold.
Fucking JP.
Just hold him over in the water and drag
Yeah.
him along.
I'll never let go, Jack. Bullshit.
I would like.
They could.
Holy!
What? How
I
much?
just looked up the salary here.
Yeah.
Top earners for a mortician's assistant:
Yep.
$51,500 a year.
That's
How much?
How much is a mortician?
$51,000.
It's not bad.
Well, you know
1,000.
what? They've got to do a lot of fucked up shit, though. They have to put embalming
Yes,
fluid throughout
they die-
the body
you
and
just-
shit like that. They need to have like a relatively decent amount of schooling.
You're not direct. Like, I mean, obviously, they're gonna be ones you have to do yourself, but like,
the idea is you're not going to be assistant to not become the mortician. So you have to. I think there's a relative amount of schooling involved. You know.
I mean, obviously, the toxic waste is more risk, but I mean, there obviously has to be like super preventative measures. I mean, shit accidents happen.
Hazmat suit. My suit's ripped. You've got all of the RIAs.
Actually, mortician's assistant makes more.
Uh-huh.
Average, a toxic waste removal technician is $48,853.
Yeah, you ain't. Yeah, but.
And wait, what's the ladder of success?
So
Where's
they
the
get a
ladder of
base-
success?
yeah, they're gonna get some incentive.
Like,
because we're-
what's beyond toxic removal? Exactly.
People removal.
Then you're a mortician.
Then you're missing. The other thing too is, and you know,
Toxic removal, you also need toxic disposal. So
fucking funerals already, funeral homes and everything already charge a fucking, no pun intended, an arm and a leg for all their services and shit. I mean,
Would you like the maple wood one? It's like $7 trillion. It's like
padded for your loved one.
throw them in the fire.
dead.
Give me the.
That's what I
ashes.
was gonna say. No, put them in the oven. We're good.
Yeah, bake a cake.
Burn me and bag me. Seriously, do not waste the
Yeah.
fucking money on a fucking.
It's like it's a stupid amount of money. It's like, but we'll treat them with care. It's a carcass, man. Fuck.
Why does
Yeah.
he need a pillow? Someone understand? I don't understand. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's really weird.
But like,
It's like feel the inside. Feel how comfortable that is. I'm like,
we put a TV in there.
do you think about when you put like steak in the freezer? Do you think about how comfortable the freezer is? No, nobody gives a shit. It's dead meat.
What's up, Frank? We're actually just wrapping up the show, and shout out to Frank on Harsh Truth Podcast. Joined us recently for Marvel Roundtable. My one time I was at a family funeral and it was raining, and someone in the family said like,
weird, man. I don't know.
someone's like, oh, it's bad luck when it rains on your funeral, and my uncle just quickly went and was like, for fucking who?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's a good fucking point. I just, it's.
it's bad luck if it rains on your wedding day. It's a sign. It's a sign that your loved one is already accepted into heaven if it rains on the funeral.
So it's good luck.
I think it's just weather.
No, it's just a good thing. It's not good luck.
I think it's condensation coming down in the form of.
It is. It is. That's
You know when
true.
you get a cumulus? What the fuck's the name of the cloud?
Cumulus.
Cumulus.
There you go.
Cunnilingus? No, cumulus. You get fucking.
I'm gonna
Communist.
cumulus.
Oh my god.
Um,
Whatever, man. I don't
But
know.
I think I think that's good. I think we wrapped up this week's edition of No Bucks Given.
Okay.
Sorry that Frank is just joining us at the end here on his chat, but make sure you check him out on the Hard Truth podcast and show on his channel. Great stuff. I really like watching his stuff every single week. It was great to have him on this past week. Shout out to everybody in the chat who joined us. Jurgen, Federico, Alpha. Tim was in there earlier, so was Real Cody. So I appreciate everybody swinging by earlier. Basement, JP, Heather, any last minute thoughts before we wrap up here?
Got nothing. Oh, happy Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I got.
Jesus still holds the record of respawn time.
3 days, baby.
Yep.
It's that time of year.
Congrats again to JP and Heather for the new house. Looking forward to seeing and getting a video tour and all that fun stuff, and glad to see the new setups working out so nicely. And we have
It's going to change a little bit. We're going to move the desk over that way.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna have the door in there. Like
you're gonna move the desk. Bless me.
Still ends up being in
Bless
shot.
me.
Don't
Bless me.
It's got to be in. Yeah, it's got to be fucking like a sitcom where you open up there. Again, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're now at 385 subscribers.
So close.
We're getting dangerously closer to the 500 goal, and then we'll have some more goodies for you guys, like possibly shirts, some donation abilities, stuff like that. So, never know.
We'll see.
So you gotta subscribe. Get the subscribers numbers up, damn it. Hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on the Horny Goat Podcast Network on your favorite audio podcasting platforms. And make sure you guys come back. There will not be a Marvel Roundtable this week because of all the craziness, but we'll be back probably Wednesday for some Horny Goat wrestling and some other fun stuff in between. So you got to check it out. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell so you're notified every single time that we go live. That being said, thank you all for tuning into episode 15 of No Bucks Given, and we'll see you guys next time right here on the Horny Goat.
I have
Peace
a
out,
hubba
y'all.
bubba.
All right, everyone.
Oh yeah, it's me. Shit.
I'm fucked up.
Hubba bubba, motherfucker.